I've seen those sometimes setbacks. I wouldn't call them failures, setbacks. I think I drew strength from my own story in life. My quitting my first show and then surviving it gave me enough strength to take another decision in life. And if I survived that one, I knew that I have enough strength now and enough belief system to say I can do it. So each time those projects which supposedly were like such huge projects, when I was told that they're not taking off, and even if it had cost me a year and a half of my life, I always thought that maybe this was meant to be. I've kind of slowed down in the last few years because the kind of scripts that I read, I mean, let's say out of 10, if back in the day I used to like 5, I now like maybe 2. If I don't get any script, be prepared to not see me for a couple of years.
We're not prepared, sorry.
I just hope not, but yeah.
Yeah. The exploitation that happens in the film industry, you've spoken about it earlier.
Physical, sexual exploitation, gender noba, like you said, in any industry for that matter, not just our industry. It's being spoken about for the last decade now.
Yeah.
At least.
Yeah.
Easily. I do not think that I have seen the crime rate going down. I would have to ask women, or I would have to ask newcomers who come into this town, that do they feel safer? Are they facing the same situations that probably we faced when we were a little more tight-knit fraternity where nobody would talk about certain things. When we were talking about exploitation, I have a different way of looking at it sometimes. I understand you sometimes submit yourself while in your weak state, but you are also looking for an easy way out.
He's honest, he's humble, he's hardworking, but most importantly, each time he appears on our screens, he creates magic. Yes, that's right. I'm talking about Rajeev Khandelwal, who joins me today for a fresh new conversation only on FPJ Showbiz. Hi Rajeev, welcome to FPJ
Rashita,
Showbiz.
Thank you so much for those kind words.
You're most welcome. I genuinely feel that about you because not a lot of times do you meet an actor who's been relevant and relatable and has been giving you, something new with each project that he does. So kudos to you, but has that been like a conscious choice for you, or has that just been flowing?
Both.
Okay.
It's been flowing, and it's been a very conscious decision also, because after a point, you actually start doing things that really gives you happiness.
Yeah.
For me, actually, if you look at it, right from the first project, I wanted to be part of projects which would give me happiness and happiness to the viewers as well. So for me, it was always a pattern. I've kind of slowed down in the last few years because the kind of scripts that I read, let's say out of 10, if back in the day I used to like 5, I now like maybe 2. So I have to reduce down the volume of work, but I'm still hoping that as long as I come back on screen with all my honesty and with the same intent of giving my audience something different, something new, I would be happy. So maybe, if I don't get any script, be prepared to not see me for a couple of years.
We're not prepared, sorry.
I just hope not, but yeah.
Yeah. But what do you think has changed in all these years? Because as an actor, how much ever I've understood, you are somebody who respects art the most, rather than being famous or having money and luxury. You feel connected to your fans, your audiences. You almost feel responsible. That's why maybe, you select only the things that truly make you feel valued as an artist. But do you think the kind of scripts today that you get are maybe not suitable?
No, it's not about suitable. They're probably, they don't excite me. Either people would come to me, let's say, majority of the scripts would want to exploit the image of mine, let's say. They think, that's not the truth though. They think that this is a certain image of Rajeev, and let's do something which is like really scandalous. So most of them would want to go that way, or most of them would come to me with projects which are like really intense and maybe they want to exploit the intensity. Very few come to me where I enjoy the whole storytelling.
Yeah.
I need to enjoy the storytelling first before I start enjoying my character. So if I like the whole premise, and if I feel that the effort is genuine to give something different, of course keeping economics in mind, then I be a part of it. if it is run down, it's also, I mean, if it's slowed down,
Yeah.
the kind of project that I want to come my way, it's also probably because the dynamics have changed. The world has changed in the last 10, 15 years, and I refuse to push myself in a certain way. So I'm absolutely prepared that this is how it is going to be. I mean, if you're not doing certain things, uh, then it has to slow down. I mean,
Absolutely.
yeah.
Agreed. But I'm assuming Amar Vishwas was one of those scripts that
Yeah.
really, intrigued you and got you
Yeah.
thinking. But tell me, how similar or how different are you really from the character? Because he's not right or wrong. He's in sort of in that gray area, and I feel that's a very interesting concept to explore.
So yeah, I relate a lot to Amar Vishwas. I think Rajeev is very, very close to Amar Vishwas's character. There's always this constant battle between what is right, what is wrong.
Yeah.
Eventually, I go with what my right is. I don't go with what the world's right is. And there will always be people who will be guiding you or telling you, or maybe pushing you to do things because that's the norm of the day. And then there is a right for you. So for me, if you look at it, Rajeev, as a person, how much ever you try and push me and tell me that this should be a modus operandi, Rajeev, this, buy this, do that, that's how it is. This is a cutthroat competition, so you've got to up your game. That's the world's right.
Yeah.
And my right is, no, I don't want to do that. It doesn't give me peace. I want to do it my way. Amar Vishwas equally. I mean, he would hear the cacophony, and within that cacophony, he would still hear his voice, which is what makes Amar different.
Yeah.
He could be right, he could be wrong sometimes, and he could be very emotional in his decision making also sometimes.
Yeah.
And that could land him up or his team in not a very great situation, but then that's who he is. He would stand up for what he has taken up and then face the consequences of it also. Prepare to face the consequences and not shy away or blame anybody else. Like, I don't blame anybody. I mean, I only give credit to people. My choices, my decisions, and I have to face what comes out of it.
Of course, Amar Vishwas also shows the politics that's involved. I believe politics is in every industry, but since everybody's so obsessed with showbiz, everyone wants to talk about and highlight that more about it. But you have been a part of this industry for so long. I'm sure you've dealt with all of it. Do you think it has also made you a stronger person?
Time does make you stronger. I mean, especially if you withstand something for about 25 years, it does make you stronger. And politics is a part of human beings. There is politics at home. You put 10 people together in a bus, send them on a trip. There'll be politics inside the bus. That will happen. Ask them to spend more than 10 days, politics will happen. Let us all who are sitting here, 10 of us, if we were to spend 20 days together, politics will start happening. That's human nature. It's not just part of my industry. We all will figure out how to deal with it. Some of us may quit. Some of us may withstand the pressure. I'm somebody who took it to his stride and said, okay, this is human nature. This is going to, you can't escape this. You may feel bad. You may feel sometimes a little frustrated. But at some point, probably you also were unconsciously or subconsciously playing politics. You wouldn't know that. That's why we all are grey. We are not like, I don't want to portray myself as someone who never played or was part of human traits.
Yeah.
But I was very practical enough to understand that this is how it is going to be. And let's take it with a pinch of salt and move ahead in life and whatever it is. I mean, each time there were moments which were not very pleasant, let's say. So it does make you stronger as long as you have the strength to withstand it.
Of course, the subject also talks about the exploitation that happens in the film industry. You've spoken about it earlier. Do you think today, because a lot of people are coming out, gender no bar, men, women, everybody, they're coming out and talking about their experiences. Do you think now we are inching towards a safer environment because people might get scared that ye jaake kahin bahar bol dega ye cheez?
I do not know. I mean, if you ask me, this talk about exploitation, and we're talking about specific exploitation, we're talking about physical, sexual exploitation, gender no bar, like you said, in any industry for that matter, not just our industry. It's being spoken about for the last decade now.
Yeah.
At least.
Yeah. easily.
I do not think that I have seen the crime rate going down. On the contrary, I keep reading about some really unhumanly incidents that have been happening. Maybe if they are being reported more, could be. Earlier they were not getting reported as often as they do right nowadays. But I haven't seen anything going down. I mean, I would have to ask women or I would have to ask newcomers who come into this town that do they feel safer? Are they facing the same situations that probably we faced when we were a little more tight-knit fraternity where nobody would talk about certain things and people would believe that these are the norms of the industry. I wouldn't know, I'm just saying, unless I go and speak to them. When it comes to reading, when it comes to consuming news from different platform channels, newspapers, I don't see the crime rate going down. I don't think that it has set fear in the minds of people. As far as the news reporting goes, again, I do not know the truth. Only maybe people who are going through this situation may just be able to throw some light on it. But exploitation has been a part of it, and I think there will be newer forms of exploitation. Human beings are greedy by nature, and this will never change. I don't think that we will ever become saints because we're not supposed to be. We're not meant to be saints. So exploitation will happen for as long as human race exists, because that's a part of them. Greed will never go away. A father will be greedy about his child.
Yeah.
A mother will be greedy about her child, and she will probably sacrifice anything or everyone or anyone around for the goodness or for the good of her own child. So greed will always be a part of human beings.
Of course, I completely agree with what you said. Another thing that has always been a part, and you have always had a very positive approach towards it, is rejections, replacements, or something not working out in your favor. We all face it, But once you start off, like when I started off, I wouldn't get a big interview and I would be like, oh my God, maybe I'm not good enough. But now it's fully changed, and I know there are so many exterior motives, and it's not always about me. Maybe the actor doesn't have the time, maybe the team wants something else. It takes a huge deal of maturity to realize it's nothing to do with you. How did you transform? Were you always this positive? Because I keep seeing conversations where you've time and again spoken that it's okay. It was always a part of my life and I accept it. Or were you, has maturity and experience made you this way?
No. So I wouldn't say that it is about maturity, because very early in my career, I've seen those sometimes setbacks. I wouldn't call them failures, setbacks. I think I drew strength from my own story in life, and that's the best thing, the best way to do it. I think, no amount of advice can give you that strength that you will probably draw from your own actions. My quitting my first show and then surviving it gave me enough strength to take another decision in life. And if I survived that one, I knew that I have enough strength now and enough belief system to say I can do it. And when things do not go your way, when you have that self-belief that, no, I mean, you're not the only one. I mean, why are you thinking that you're the only one? And at the same time, if you think that this one project would have changed my career path, that means you are very limited. You were depending so much on this one project. And that's what I tell myself. Because all of us, we go through those ups and downs, challenges in whichever field we are working in. My point is that no setback should be taken while you're going through it, while you're facing it, should not be taken as something that can completely unsettle your career. I mean, if you believe that, and if you think, if that is why you're panicking, if that is what worries you, then probably you do not have enough strength, you do not have enough belief system within yourself. So each time those projects, which supposedly were like such huge projects, when I was told that they're not taking off, and even if it had cost me a year and a half of my life, I always thought that maybe this was meant to be, and it was my choice as well. It's very easy to point fingers, and it's very easy to put your frustration onto others and feel victimized. It's very important. For example, we were talking about exploitation, I have a different way of looking at it sometimes. I understand you sometimes submit yourself while in your weak state, but you are also looking for an easy way out. When you submit yourself in in an emotional or a weak
Yeah.
situation of your life, you're also looking for an easy way out. Otherwise, you would have fought like
Of course.
others, those who do it.
Yeah.
And then when you victimize yourself, when you self-victimize, when you say that, this is what happened with me, like many cases, and I'm not trying to belittle anyone,
Of course.
but each time you hear that 15 years back, for this job, I was there and I was exploited for years. Why were you there for years? And probably you were looking for an easy way out. Now it didn't pan out the way you were looking at it, and now you call it exploitation. Of course, somebody was definitely exploiting you and your vulnerable state, but you were also looking for an easy way out. So I have a little, unless you were really exploited, unless you were like really, really exploited. So I would say that it was mostly the strength that I drew from my own actions that helped me go through it, and I think that's how you should look at it. Nothing should be so big that you think this is the end of it. This is probably a beginning of something else.
Well, on that note, we would wrap this conversation, and I'd like to tell you that you said the statement that maybe you stop seeing me in a couple of years if I don't. I hope that never happens, because it's a treat to watch you, and I'm sure everybody who has ever seen even a glimpse of you on screen would agree to that. So thank you for giving us so many incredibly good projects, and I'm looking forward to watching Amar Vishwas, of course.
Thanks a lot, Rashita, and it was really enjoyable. Speaking to you.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, I hope I don't go missing for too long, because even I enjoy
Absolutely.
Seeing you guys
Yeah.
and getting that's the warmth and the love that I've been getting for so many years. Yeah, it's addictive.
Of course. I'm
you so
sure.
much.
Thank you. Thank you.
Hi, this is Rajeev Khandelwal, and you're watching me on FPJ Showbiz.